Have you ever tried to freeze more than one row or column in a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet and gotten super frustrated because you can't figure out exactly where you need to put that cursor? If so, this video is for you, and I'm going to tell you why I think Google does this better. So now I'm in Microsoft Excel, and the trick here is that you need to put it below the row that you want to freeze, or the last row that you want to freeze, and you need to put it to the right of the last column that you want to freeze. So basically kind of the first free floating cell, if you want to think of it that way. And then you go here to freeze panes. And that's it. You see left, right, everything works as expected. If I do unfreeze panes again, and I was to put it here over on Malone, and I was to do freeze panes from here, you could see now his name floats with everything else, and that's not the way we want to do that. Now I'm going to pop over into Google Sheets, and I'm going to explain why I think the Google Sheets does this better than Microsoft. So now I'm over in Google Sheets, and I'm using the exact same data set. So you can see that I want to freeze the first two rows, and I want to freeze the first two columns. So the way that Google does this, as I said, I like this better. So you go into View, Freeze, and you can select rows and columns independently. And so you can either choose one row or two rows, one column or two columns, and then from there it gets smart and it does it based on where you put the cursor. So unlike Microsoft Excel, where you had to be the first free floating column, the first free floating row, Google does it actually a little bit differently, that you put it on the row that you want to freeze. So right now I'm in A1, and so if we look at freeze, it says up to row 1 and up to column A. If I put it here in column D10 and I do the exact same thing, you're going to see freeze up to row 10, up to column D. And so I think that this style of allowing you to choose the rows and the columns independently is just a lot more user-friendly. So that's the process of freezing the rows and the columns in both Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets. In Microsoft Excel, put your cursor in the top left cell that you want to have floating free. And then in Google Sheets, you can freeze both your rows and your columns independently and take advantage of the up to language if you need to freeze either more than two rows or two columns. If you found this video to be helpful to you, I would love it if you could either give me a like, leave a comment, share it with your friends. Thanks and have a great week.